Hello and welcome to another one of my videos, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about strategies for silver coins, and I want to kind of discuss the different fundamental mechanics of how different silver coins work. If you've seen this on another video, I will be shocked. However, I don't doubt there's other people that use my methodology. Well, it's not my methodology, they use the methodology that I've come to use. I guess other people could do it. I don't know if there's any other trader who trades the way I do. I tend to trade on perceived risk rather than trading on buying at the lowest possible price. It involves a lot of things on my end, a lot of due diligence and a lot of forward thinking and planning, and sometimes swinging and hoping I hit a home run and sometimes not, swinging and smacking myself in the face. So yeah, let's kind of go through the different coins. Before I do get into it, if you do like my content, you know to support me by now. You know that by liking, commenting and subscribing. I am really appreciative of the people who watch my content. It's kind of a symbiotic relationship. So let's kind of go through the coins I have. You'll see here, they're lunar mice by the way. I've separated it into 4 distinct piles. I've got crossover coins, I've got bullion coins, which have been split into 2 for a reason. I've got your collectible coins that are series, and I've got specialty coins. And I'm going to tell you the different strategies that I kind of implement. And bear in mind, I've said it before, I've said it 100 times, I used to make money before I got dealer rates. So I'm under no illusion that anyone else can do this if you're a bit savvy and you kind of buy with your noggin rather than buying with your heart. Unfortunately, that's the trade-off between an investor and a collector. There's no reason why you can't be both. They're not mutually exclusive. So crossover coins, I've said it in prior videos, I like these types of coins because they're the type of coin that comes out. They're usually very limited in nature. I think these were either 10,000 or 25,000. There's not a lot of them. I will just quickly double check actually. I like them because they're the type of coin that you can sell to a collector who's not interested in coins. It's something really cool. Pac-Man silver coin, and they would pay for it. They've got no problem paying for it. You know, £40 for something that would fit into their collection, or £30 that would fit into their collection. It isn't a problem for most hardcore collectors. I don't tend to buy a lot of these because once you run out of collectors, you have to really slash the pricing. But 10. If you can get your hands on, I don't mind buying 10. They're 25,000 vintage. You know, if I get my hands on 10, what will happen usually is these will come out and then all the collectors will buy. And the price will start creeping on the secondary market. I like these coins. I tend to buy and I tend to hold these over probably the medium term. I'm probably looking to hold these for maybe a year to 3 years at most. So you got to have a bit of cash on the side to buy these types of coins. It's not something I'd buy and then straight away sell it, because if I'm buying for the same rate as everyone else, which I usually do for these types of coins, and this is something anyone can do, then you run the risk of, if you want to sell it immediately, of taking a small haircut on them. You just need to let them appreciate slightly. They tend to find a natural resting point. They're not something that goes crazy. The demand usually isn't there for it, but there's something that you can make good margin on them. So here you've kind of got the bullion. Well, you've got the bullion coins. I'll separate these out into governmental mint, not government mintal, and your independent mints. So these are bared, and this is, in fact, I don't know, sunshine mint maybe. Don't know, it doesn't say. It's just a generic round. I don't tend to buy this stuff. Rule of thumb, people prefer these coins. Now this could be, I've taken the YAL out because it was just what was on hand, but it could be a Brit or a Philly or a Maple. These can just be any round that has been made by a non-governmental. So it's not a coin, it's a round. These will tend to track spot. They go up and down with spot. They're quite reactive to the pricing. These are the types of coins that I get in cheaper than everyone else these days, and I just ping them off. However, if you're an individual who doesn't get the same rates that I do, I would just buy them and I'd stack them over time, and if you feel the price is over, it's too high, I would simply ping some off and wait for the price to cool down a bit. I prefer these over these any day. I would actually pay more for these over these. So if someone said to me, if I said to someone I'm paying £2 over on coins, if they bought these, I'd say, you know, I'm probably at maybe £1 or £1.50 over. That's just an example, because these are, I find they don't command the same prices, or at least I can't seem to get the same prices out of them. I do occasionally auction them and they do okay. That's not a given. So these are your collectible coins here. These come out every year. I tend to follow the same strategy as I follow with these. However, these tend to be of a series, and you find out once the series is finished, the prices tends to be a collector's market. These are more for your investment, but there's no reason why this can't be for a collector and an investor. So the strategy I would typically incorporate with these is I'll buy them in when they came out. I'm not looking to get them second hand. I'm looking to buy a fair rate when they come out. And I'll just sit on them. Again, you've got to have strong hands on these. These you can flip if you need some cash. These you need to sit on for a bit. I've done pretty well with these, with all of these actually. And I like them because they tend to go into hiding. People will collect them and you'll see less and less. A perfect example, buy it not silver, you'll see the small gold lunar coins. Don't see them these days. Don't know why that is. I used to see them all the time. Don't see them. I suspect they've gone into the hands of collectors and they're not coming out anytime soon, which bids the price up. If there's less stock on the market, people can charge a higher rate. And what will happen is, say you just visualize it as an order board. Say there's someone who's selling for 150 and all the dealers have got them at 200 because they can't source them as cheap. As soon as the individuals get bought out, the new price edges up because the dealers have the stronger hands, and you're going to have to start paying the dealer rates. Now, where I made my money as an individual was I was going to these dealers and breaking down those barriers by acting as a middleman. They'd have reserves, and I'll just say, I'll take the lot because I knew I could move them, but I'm saying to them, I want the lot, but I want a discount rate, and in that way I can make my spread. I was acting as a market maker and making money on them. But I like these because, again, over the medium to long run, these tend to do well. If you look at the original Lunars, I think one of them went up tenfold. I think the Lunar One Horse went up tenfold. And I think that came out in 2002. Tenfold on your investment over, okay, that's 20 years. You're actually doing pretty well. You know, this here is what I call specialty silver. So this is shipwreck coins. I probably should have put this one here. By the way, Cyclic Kid, you need to claim this. I can't chase you. You got to come to me. I can't give it to you if I don't have your details. I like this type of coins. They tend to be very limited in nature. They tend to be themed. They are a bit of a minefield. So, for example, I've got something like this. This, to me, this is trash. I got it in because I got it cheap. However, don't ruin my coins. However, it's never going to really do anything. You'll find that the price is going to bottom out. It's not very nice to look at. It's commemorative. Some people buy them and then they realise later down the line they've made a bad decision. No dealer's ever going to give you more money than probably spot or spot plus a bit. That, unfortunately, is what the market is. I tend to get these in a lot because I'll trade gold for silver, so I get them in slightly cheaper. I just say I'll take any silver. It's not a problem because I know I can make the margin on the gold and the silver. But I wouldn't be buying this in for my long-term hold. It's just something that's been on the side. But this type of specialty silver, so there's 20k mintage on these. I ended up buying a couple of tubes and I bought one with an information pack. So I bought this one as well, just because I wanted some in. Now these are for my collection. However, I can see the price rising on them. Doesn't mean they're going to rise, but if they do rise, they're going to rise substantially. If they do rise. Again, you've got to have strong hands on this. Silver is a game where you pretty much have to buy it and forget about it for a bit. If you're playing solely on the spot price, the reality is you're going to be losing off the bat if you're buying from someone else. But if you can build it up over years and you can have a combination of all these types of coins and you can sit on them and relinquish them when the time is right, you can actually do very well. So in terms of of these, if I wasn't getting them for the dealer rates, I'll be looking to make a few quid and just recycle it, because it does go up and down. It fluctuates. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It tends to be silver follows gold in terms of price going up, and that's something that you need to be wary of. But to have a good portfolio, you've got to have a combination of all these types of coins. You know, I know collectors who they get lucky and they pick some coins and they do okay, but you really need to think about the individual strategies when buying silver, because I know people who've taken a big haircut, they've bought and sold too quickly, they haven't quite understood what they've bought. And I find that frustrating. For me, that's frustrating. With this type of stuff, as a dealer, I will sit on it and then I'll undercut the market, and then someone else can have a little bit of meat left on the bone. Again, same with this. This will go for the going rate. There's never a shortage of buyers. And this stuff, I tend to hold on it until it achieves a price I want. Again, these are not for sale though. These are not for sale. It's just there for demonstration purposes. I'm still looking for some of these, but it will be in a bit. I've run out of cash flow until a new business is set up. Wonderful coins. But yeah, I hope you've kind of learned something today. It's always important to kind of understand the mechanics of a market, and it's like different components of an engine. Individually, they can work, but it's as a collective that you really get the synergies in making money. Or not making, I don't want it to be solely about making money, but you get the synergies in terms of how defensive and how offensive you can be in either defending the money you put in or expanding the money you've put in. And again, this is something I did before as a dealer. So yeah, I'm not going to do a third video concerning gold and silver. You do need to have a combination of both, and you also need to have other assets. I would suggest the same piece of advice that another channel put out and said you should only invest as much in a market as you understand the market itself. For me, I feel like I understand the market mechanics of this. I've got no problem having the vast majority of my assets in gold and silver. It's looked after me, but I am an active trader. Now, if you purely want to sell to a dealer, I'll just buy this stuff. There's very few dealers who will pay you more for this stuff. They tend to treat it as low-hanging fruit, so they buy it for spot plus whatever, or just under spot, and then they try and get a few more quid out of it, which that is what it is. I'm not here to tell other people how to run their business. For me, I will pay fairer rates on this type of stuff. If someone come up to me and said, I've got a roll of this, will you pay extra on it? The answer is yes, because I can make the spread and it's good quality stock. So yeah, I hope you learned something today. If you do like my content, support me by now. You can do that by liking, commenting and subscribing. All the best.